Hi everyone, today I'm going to show you the basics of how to use IBIS Paint. So open the app in your tablet or phone, and then this is just selected here, comes naturally, but you can go once you open it, you go to my gallery, press my gallery, and then press the plus icon. And from here you can select any canvas of your choice, of any dimension of the canvas, and you can even make animation. But here I'm the first thing I do is change the DPI to 9999 because that is the clearest pixels I will get for any canvas size. Then I go up and I can use these plus and minuses and drag these circles around to choose the shape and size of my canvas, but I can also use any of these options below. Once you have done all this, just press OK and then start painting. So here is the canvas. You can use your two fingers to zoom in or zoom out from the canvas. This is the brush icon. From here you can change the different kinds of brushes to eraser, fill in, and this is the smudge brush. This is the lasso brush. So magic wand, I'm not going in detail with all these things, but basically you just need the brush and the this is the brush one and the smudge ones. That is something I use most. Airbrush, this airbrush brush I use to make the sky and background of the sky. So here you can choose the opacity of the sky, any brush, or you can change the size of these brushes from below. As you can see on the screen, I can move it. The second one is for the opacity, the first one is for the size. So this is how it happens here. You can adjust to any size or opacity. Here, this black icon there you can use to change the colors of the canvas brushes, and you can use the square, the circle, or even the down, all those different volumes, primary colors, to make your color as desired. You can even select it on the canvas, which I'll show you in later videos how to select. So there we go, the color has changed and now I can paint in my desired color. Now here I'm showing you how to erase, selecting the erase button. There we have erased it. Now the thing is, I don't use the erase button, I use the back button. Like in on the top left side of the screen, you can see you can press it how many times you want, and you can even forward it. So that's how you correct mistakes. Now this picture icon here, you can use any image from the picture icon, and you can sort of cheat in IBIS Paint. Here I just pressed wrote building and chose this building on my canvas. You can decrease the size by using your two fingers, adjust the size accordingly of the canvas and of the image itself. Now these three options are the mesh form down below and to the right. Mesh form, you can change the size of the building, and from the mesh form, the wiggly squares, you can change the dimensions. So I'm going to make this building very wiggly and smooth flowing, and you can divide these squares into how many parts you want from the mesh form option, and division from the division X form, so option. So this is how I'm doing. Now just press the green tick button when you are done with your dimensions. Now it's now you can't change it. If you want to change the dimensions, then you have to delete and start all over. So I like to trace over my selected images. So I use a thin brush and then I zoom into the canvas, and there we go. We are just tracing it. You can fill the gaps, change the colors, or whatever you want to do. So there we have it. Then you can zoom out using your two fingers, and then you have, now these are different varieties of brushes, but I use the bleed form brush a lot in the um making of mountains, basically mountains and stones. I feel the bleed brush setting is the best. So you just color a base color, and you can later smudge it if you want, but I like to go from dark to light to dark sometimes. So here I'm just creating a few dimensions by making different shades of green. Now I go up and I select the fluffy brush. So you can see it gives a little texture to the mountain, right? So you can see I'm adding a little texture, going with a darker green to add more texture. Now I want more texture, so I will be selecting the splattered dot ones. I will be going scrolling down, and you can see there are so many kinds of brushes. So here are the splatter ones. So they are called something else. So this is what I'm going to do. Use these splattered dot brushes. Now I can use the eraser here, change the size, and then just make all my mountains little more defined. And this is how you can create a mountain in landscape painting. I change back to brush mode, and what am I going to do next? Let me see. There are so many kinds of brushes which you can use for so many different types of art. And still scrolling. Now, this is also a very good brush. You can use it for the mountain also, but also for waterfall. Here I can change the size again, and you can see it gives a very grassy effect. I'm scrolling down. Right now I'm just showing different kinds of basic brushes that I use for landscape painting, and sort of just deciding what to show next. These are the cloud ones. I use these for cloud itself. So you can see this one is a more scattered and defined cloud. So yeah, I use it to make texture of the cloud by tapping it. If you drag it, then it will become a little smudged. This is more like solid clouds. You can give solid shapes to the cloud and then go over with the previous one, and you can add texture to the clouds. And if you drag it, then it becomes very smooth and it doesn't look more defined and solid. Now, what am I going to do? Oh, yes, airbrush. This is to make the northern lights. You just brush them upwards vertically, and you can make northern lights. You can even make airy clouds. You can make lakes with this setting. It's very helpful. This one above is the ruler. This is for giving you straight lines. You can do them horizontally or vertically to make any lines. I use this particular brush here to make um, lake ripples, and this is right now more solid color here, but I actually use it in a more translucent setting to make ripples in the lake. And you can see you can drag the little circles in the ruler, and then you can change the direction of the lines you want to make. Here you can press hold and select any color from the canvas itself, and then release to set the color like I have done here. Back to the ruler, you can turn it off by switching the off button. Then we have symmetry rulers, and this one is particularly great for what you call it, mandalas and other such patterns. This is the circle one. No matter how you draw on the canvas, it will make a circle out of it. You can even draw straight lines and it will still make circle out of it. So what am I doing next? Yeah, this is the particular symmetry ruler that I use for mandalas. Just on one square or rectangle, you just make any pattern and then you can make anything from that. Same with this one. I actually did not select the, I accidentally selected another layer from the canvas, so that's why it cannot draw anything. But I use this square mesh to draw rain. I just make it larger and that it covers the whole canvas. Then I divide all those I divide these squares into more squares, and then I just draw in one square a few lines, translucent lines, and then it covers the whole canvas. Again, you can change the dimensions. Here I'm pressing the back button to erase the canvas. Back, 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 and more back. Yeah, I was I had selected another layer, so I was trying to do the raindrops, but I couldn't do the raindrops. So this is just me trying different settings, and I did not figure this out in this entire video. I didn't figure it out in the next video. I figured it out in the third video. And even after the video I figured it out. And so I didn't capture it in the video itself. How to change this change the layers and work on the layer that you want to work on. So here is me now. Because I have selected some other layer, nothing is working on the canvas. Okay, this time this worked. The other settings like airbrush and everything wasn't working, and I couldn't figure out why. And so here I went again with the square to try to make the raindrops, and again nothing. So this is just me struggling. Oh dear me. Yep, still struggling. Mm-mm-mm. I should have edited this part out, but see, this is me still trying different brushes. Dear me. Excuse the background noise if you can hear some singing, but yeah. Okay, so this is the parallel ruler, mirror ruler. It says mirror ruler, and you can see the face button. You can change that to change it into horizontal, vertical, or diagonal settings. I use this setting for making landscapes with the same sky, same lake reflection. So you can see whatever you do above will happen below, whatever you do below will happen above. And now you can just press the back button, press save image, and do OK. Then you go back again, go to back to my gallery, and here you have your painting. Now press the three dots towards the lower right and choose the time lapse button, and you can use any number of seconds to choose it to save the time lapse of the painting you've made, and see it's encoding, and it will only show the ones the brush strokes that you finalized and not the ones that you were erasing. So here the time lapse is getting recorded, and you can go into InShot itself and then add music and add voiceovers or anything. And now you can go press the back button, and here you have your gallery where all your work is saved automatically. So that's all. See you again.